Hello, and thank you for stopping by another edition of the Massachusetts Beer Reviews channel on YouTube. I am Thomas Metal 75. This is your Massachusetts Beer Reviews. I am wearing a Massachusetts beer shirt of Trillium, and this is not Trillium. This is a revisitation. A revisitation of the king of the motherfriggin' beers. The Budweiser. The Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch. I reviewed this beer already on this channel. I just got done with a Louisiana Beer Reviews examination. Go check out Ronald the Riot on his channel and find our revisitation of this beer. I have bought, yes, America. I have bought this beer in 16-ounce cans in a 6-pack. They were $8.99 in my local town that I live in southeastern Massachusetts. They say on the cans 26th of July 2017. I assume that means that it is 180 days fresh until the 26th. Which at this point in time brings us to, oh crap, today. Still is tasting fine. Budweiser is a rice adjunct lager at 5% alcohol by volume. Go on to tapintoyourbeer.com to find all the ingredient listings, or maybe my previous page. Yes, Kent Beer Reviews is not Trillium. Trillium is the king of breweries. Well, I would agree on that. But not in volume. So, again, this one is, yes, lawnmower beer. Correct. This one is 145 calories per 12 ounces. Or per 16 ounces. No, correction. Yes, that is 145 calories per 12 ounces. 1.3 grams of protein, 10.6 grams of carbs, no fat, 5% alcohol by volume. This beer has been going on since I don't even remember, before all of us were born. Brewed by our original process from the choicest hops, rice, and the best barley. Anheuser-Busch. This is the famous Budweiser, best beer by no other brewery, which costs so much to brew and age. Our exclusive Beechwood aging produces a taste, a smoothness, and a drinkability that you will find in no other beer at any price. World-renowned, trademark name. Alright, let's get to the beer. So when I pour the beer into my Anheuser-Busch tasting glass, not much of a head really forms. You see what it is, and that's about it. I think on draft it has more head. You read the title, don't you dare try to blame them, folks. Oh, correct. It has the etching on the bottom. It creates lots of the carbonation you see. Straw golden yellow appearance. Let's get the nose on the beer. And you're getting the adjunct of the rice sweetness. You're getting some paperiness, some graininess, some barley malt in there. A white breadiness, clean water, and did I say a sweetness? An underlining sweetness to that. So that's all you're getting on a Budweiser. There's definitely more smell than a light beer, but not a whole bunch. Not a fault of the beer. It is an adjunct lager. So cheers. Let's drink another Budweiser. Cheers. And a viewer says, BS, it's alright for what it is. I prefer PBR. And now having the sip of the Budweiser, that could be maybe, I think that's a great statement. And this one is no exception with the Budweiser as a American premium adjunct lager. It's a great one at that. I think the only thing that might throw some people off is it does have, these adjunct lagers do have a distinctive sweetness to them. The rice, in this case, was causing some of the sweetness. Corn in other beers causes the sweetness. The higher ABV, the more adjuncts they add for the fermentable to make it fermenting. The rice in Budweiser really creates a distinctive flavor to it, unlike any of the Millers or the Coors beers or the Pabst beers that don't use the rice. It's not as rice-centric as Kirin Ichiban or especially a Sapporo beer, which I believe is for our North American market is made up in Canada by Molson or Labatt, or maybe it's Labatt. But again, crisp, ultra clean, ultra refreshing, one of the driest beers on the market if you ask me. The rice adds a distinctive crispness style to the beer. Paperiness, wateriness. You get the barley malt, you get a unique Anheuser-Busch yeasty flavor, but it's not anything to write home about, nor is it anything that's all that amazing. There's a little bit of a biscuity / white bread component to it. The hops are there for balancing out the sweetness and browning out the beer's flavor. There's a little bit of a grassiness, there's a little bit of a paperiness, there's some graininess to it, there's a little bit of a wet cardboard taste to it, but if you're going to compare this to a craft beer, you're doing it wrong. As an adjunct lager, I think it's one of the best, and it's one of the original ones in our country. I do like Pabst Blue Ribbon better than this one, and I do like Schlitz Gusto, I believe is what we get now in this country. I do like that one better. Narragansett Brewing Company's Narragansett Lager is a far better version. I think it's a lot more malty and you taste more of the beer flavors. I think in this one, you get a lot of the grains and you get a lot of the crispness from the rice. It doesn't make it a bad beer, it just makes it one that's unoffensive, unless you don't like the sweet flavor out of this one. It makes it unoffensive. You can have it with practically anything. I had it with some leftover Screamin' Sicilian pepperoni Maximus pizza. It was friggin' awesome with that. It would go good with sausages. It would go good with the camp out I'm going to go on this weekend. I might pick up some more Budweiser. Hams is good, Assassin, but which is a fellow watcher of my channel. And I don't get Hams in my area, which kind of sucks. He also says Budweiser good, paid for Budweiser. Yes. And I am using, if people don't know, I use the Galaxy 7 from Samsung on the CameraFi Live, which streams this right to YouTube. I find it to be an easy solution to pulling out the camera, and it goes right to YouTube. And it's in 720p. So, I don't exactly remember what I gave Budweiser the last time I drank it. I think I gave it at least a C as a beer overall, but in its style, it's probably a 84 or 5 for me. I think, again, PBR and Schlitz and Narragansett Lager are far better versions of the beer. Mostly you're going to get a 5%. Yes, you can go live on the CameraFi Live app because... Oh, actually, there is a way to go live on the YouTube app. There is a way, but I like this product a lot better. I lost my train of thought there. Oh, yeah. Rolling Rock is also considered a adjunct lager, not a light beer, even though it's like 4.5%. I believe that its calorie content is much higher than 110, so they can't really call that a light lager. But if you like more of a lighter beer taste, maybe that one's for you. Or, again, Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light. This one's fine. I'm going to give this one a C+. It's pretty good for a beer, and it's at least a B+ as a beer overall. I mean, if you're looking at this as any other beer than it being a lager, premium lager, you're doing it wrong. Some of the guys on the Louisiana Beer Reviews talked about this one being a little bit better on draft, and I haven't had it on draft recently, but I believe that it is in recollection, I believe that this one is pretty great on the draft system. Yeah, I'm going to say this one was $8.99 for the 6-pack. For the tall boys, not too bad. I think it's like $22.99 at my local store for the 24 or 30-pack, which is pretty good, although we get Genesee beers for like around $15 a third rack. So, Genesee Cream Ale is the one. And Assassin, once again, says Rolling Rock is good out of the bottle. He gave this a 2.5 out of 5. And Bud Light, I'll be drinking and pissing all day, which everything, I'll even allow you to say 2.5 out of 5. It's all personal opinion on the Masters Beer Reviews channel of YouTube. So, I'm going to give this one the 85 let's say, out of 100. My 85 out of 100 for Budweiser is not my 85 out of 100 for Sierra Nevada or Anchor Beer or Trillium or I was going to say Treehouse or I don't know, or Founder's Beer. It's different ratings for different reasons. An 85 and a B plus is not all created equal. So take that as you will. I'm going to give that an 85. It's a C plus at least overall as a beer, but in the style, it definitely gets that 85 rating. So until next time, keep tasting adjunct lagers, premium lagers, craft beer. Taste them all. Let me know what you think. Post your comment. If you want to do a beer review, let me know. You got an idea for a beer review you want me to do, let me know. And until next time, keep tasting these great beers. Cheers. See you soon.